It's been 2 years since I've set goals for my channel, but today's the day. Hi, my name is Sarah Freshly and welcome back to Freshly Read Books. So I think that this will be kind of a quick one because in the past when I've done these videos, I have talked about the goals that I've made in the previous year, how I did, and then the goals that I have for the following year. I didn't set goals for myself for 2023. I just didn't feel like it, so I didn't. I had maybe some like kind of in my brain, more just like reading challenges I wanted to be a part of, things like that, but not really like goals. But this year I do have goals. And so we're gonna talk about them. Firstly is like the number of books to read this year. This I will say I don't really care about. I didn't hit my goal last year in Storygraph. I didn't talk about it anywhere, but in Storygraph, I think I set it at like 92 books, I wanna say, which was purely because the previous year I would have read 91. Whatever it was one book higher than the books that I read, the number of books that I read the year before, which is just what I do every year. So last year I read 89 books, so I made my goal for this year 90 books. But really that's just more because I like seeing the little bar at the top of Storygraph and I like seeing it progress throughout the year. And then a more serious goal is to lower my TBR. I feel like this is always a goal, but I'm setting it with a bit more intention this year. I'm starting the year with 91 books on my physically owned TBR, which is actually really good for me because I think it's been a while since I've had below 100. And I think once I saw that number, I was like, okay, wait, maybe I can do this. So my goal is to leave the year with just 70 books on my TBR. I think that that's doable. I don't know, but that is the goal. My third goal is to go to more bookstores, to like buy books actually at bookstores. We don't have a lot of like independently owned bookstores around where we are. Like there are some, I just have to like drive further to get to them. So really we just have like Barnes and Noble around here. But recently I've been going to, like I went to Barnes and Noble I think 2 or 3 times within the past like 4 months. And I forgot just how fun that is. Like even a more like big box, I guess, bookstore, it's still like way more of an enjoyable experience than to like shop online. And like, yes, it is easier to buy like used books online when you know that you can find what you're looking for rather than like going into a used bookstore and like trying to find it. And I do like buying used, it's cheaper. But I think that if I'm buying books with more intention and it'll also just like feel more special, I think. So I'm hoping to do that a little bit more this year. And then I want to read 70% of my new books, of any books that are new to my shelves. I got this from, what is her channel name? She does like, she's got this bingo board that she like goes through and like every month when she does her TBR videos, and I always watch those. Is it Literary Diversions, I want to say? I think so, but I'll put up the channel here. Leanne is the creator on that channel, and she had set a goal for last year to read like a certain percentage of the new books that came onto her shelves. And I remember when I first saw that goal, I was like, oh, okay, like not for me, but sure. But by the end of the year, I was like, wait, maybe this is for me. Like, I think that it's so much more fun, and I'm so much more excited about my books, like closer to actually purchasing them, and I want to be more okay with reading them because there's something about it that like makes me feel a little bit bad about reading them soon after I get them because I feel like they haven't put in their time on my TBR or something, and like I should be reading the things that have been on there forever. But I think that that's kind of silly, and if I can stay on top of the books that are new to my shelves and then every once in a while read the books that are older, then I won't run into the situation that I'm running into where I've got a bunch of very old books on my shelves. And then I would also kind of along these same lines, I guess, is that I would like to read all of the books that have been sent to me. This doesn't necessarily mean every book that's ever sent to me I'll read, because sometimes they're sent unsolicited and then I feel like no obligation at all to read those. But especially for the ones that I request, I do want to like read them, prioritize them, and I would like to have that number typically be at like, I have no books that I've requested. I've read them all already because I want to read them like right when I get them. Currently I have 6 books that I haven't read that have been sent to me, but the first book that I read this year was sent to me, so we're already stepping in that direction. Next, TBR Spin. We're doing TBR Spin again this year, and I want to make it a goal to like actually read all the books from that. I did finally read all the books from TBR Spin 2023. That's actually what this book is from. This was my December pick from TBR Spin. So I've now finished it as my first book of 2024. If you want to join us, I'll link to the live stream that we did to like kick it off. That includes the first prompt, but also there is a Discord and a Storygraph challenge if you don't want to like watch through that whole video, that has like the instructions and everything for how to do it. So feel free to just check out whatever makes sense to you in the description if you're interested. Rating books. I want to rate books more. I don't know if this video is coming out before or after a video I have planned where I'm rating all of my books from 2023. I've already recorded it. I just don't know which order these two will go up because I think it's going to take forever to edit. But basically in the past, I've been really hesitant and very anxious to rate books, and I want to get over that. So part of that was filming that video where I just like go through and I rate everything, as in give it like star ratings, and I'm gonna put that into Storygraph as I'm editing. But then going into this year, I want to rate every book that I read, or at least almost every book. There might be reasons, like specific reasons that I don't want to rate a specific book, but for the most part, be rating everything I read. Another goal I have is to do more reading vlogs. I think I've hit the way that I like to film them at the end of 2023. I think I finally figured that out, because it's something that I've tried every once in a while because they're videos I really like to watch. I want to make them, but I wanted to find a way that was enjoyable for me to make them, and I think that I finally figured that out, so I'm hoping to do more of those in 2024. I've got two, I think, that I just haven't edited yet that were from the end of 2023. So those should be happening once I'm through all of the beginning of the year content. As for book prizes, so in the past, I've read quite a bit from different book prizes, specifically Booker and International Booker. And then I've also done the Women's Prize, I've done Canada Reads, and I've done just last year, the Carol Shields Prize. So for sure, I want to do the Carol Shields Prize again this year. I think that that would mean reading at least the short list and maybe a few of the books that don't end up being shortlisted but are long listed, just because I really like that prize. I really like the message and like what they're going for. So I want to support them, and I want more people to be following the prize. So I'm trying to be the change I want to see. But then I think I'll probably also at least read some of the books from the Women's Prize, because typically those involve books that end up being talked about for the rest of the year. So it was really nice reading like Demon Copperhead, for example, early in the year, and then being able to be a part of the conversation of it for the rest of the year. And as for Booker and International Booker, I'm not really sure. I'll probably just read the ones that I'm interested in. So likely my emphasis this year will be on the Carol Shields Prize, and everything else will be the things that intrigue me the most from those prizes. That's subject to change though. And then two reading challenges that I want to do besides TBR Spin. I would like to do the Big Book Reading Challenge again. I've done this for the past 2 years. I'm excited to do it again this year. This is put on by Karina from Time for Reading. That's her Instagram account. I will be doing a video soon talking about which books that I am planning on reading from those, and then also how my Big Book Reading Challenge 2023 did, like how I did on that challenge, and the books that I said that I was going to read versus the books that I ended up reading. Did I meet all of the prompts, all that stuff? And then I'll pick out which books I think I'm going to read for the prompts this year, which is very exciting. I love joining in on that one. I always get so excited for that challenge. And then this year, for the first time ever, I'm joining in on BookTube Spin. I kind of discovered it like as it was ending previously, but now it's being started back up, and I'm so excited. So links for all of this in the description, because I think everybody should participate and it's not too late. But I will also be filming a video about my BookTube Spin picks and which books I chose, as well as, because we have the first 2 spins now, so I'll show what my books are and then what books I got out of the first 2 spins, because I'm very excited about them. And then 2 more just kind of like fun for me goals. One is to read more from series in general. I think that I'm kind of starting to hit my like series era. Sorry, I struggle not to roll my eyes using the term era to describe anything, because I feel like it's so overused at this point. But I think that that's where I'm at. I am having a lot of fun with series. I mean, I'd love to read like more from the series that I've already started and like finish some of those out, but I'd also like to just experience new series, and I'm looking forward to that. I don't think I've ever really strayed away from them in the past, but I think that sometimes I've been intimidated by some, and I don't want to have that anymore. And then my last goal is just have fun with reading, with genres. I started doing this a little bit more towards the end of 2023. I started reading more fantasy. I started reading more romance books, which I've never really done. Well, actually, for both of those, I read more of them when I was like in high school, but they were all like YA fantasy or YA romance, and I never really made that transition into like adult fantasy, adult romance. And so now I'm like doing that, and it's been a lot of fun, and I'm starting to find what I like in it. And I think that that's helping me to see that for so many genres or types of books that in the past I've thought, oh, that's just like not my thing, that maybe there could be a sub-genre or a sub-portion of it that is my thing, and to not maybe just write things off just because I haven't liked them in the past, especially if the plot or synopsis sounds interesting to me, or to pick up more books that just seem like fun in general, because I read a lot of literary fiction and I love literary fiction. But I'm just now learning that I enjoy literary fiction even more if I take more breaks to read more fun things. Because when I go back to back with literary fiction, it just all starts to like blend together for me, and I'm just like not having fun anymore. And so I think that doing this will really increase my enjoyment on both sides of the spectrum. Anyways, those are my goals for this year. So let me know which of these goals you're most excited to see on my goal list, and then also let me know at least one goal, but maybe a couple that you have for yourself for this reading year, or just personally, or whatever you want to share. But that is going to do it for this video. I feel like now the year can really start now that I filmed this. And I'm excited now that to have these goals, because it'll be fun to look back at the end of the year. Oh, also, I hit 5,000 subscribers. I haven't talked about that yet in a video because I filmed my other ones before I hit it. But thank you so much. That was really cool. That was a really big milestone for me that I was like thinking of when I was, I think, at about like 1,000, just because of an email exchange that I had with a publisher, and they mentioned the number 5,000, which I didn't end up needing because the whole reason I had that conversation was like requesting a book, but I ended up getting books from that same publisher earlier than hitting 5,000. So it didn't matter anymore, but still, like in my head, that was such a big thing. And so I just want to say, like, thank you so much for watching, especially those of you that have been watching for a while and that I've seen in the comments for a while. I love seeing your usernames pop up and being like, oh, they're still here, they're still watching, they're still enjoying. So thank you so much. Okay, that's really it. Bye.